The following is a Podbeard production.
From the deepest bowels of your imagination.
Actually, he's from Canada there, bud.
From the famed Hotter Show studios, this is The Hotter Show.
What is up, everybody? We're Rolling Audio here today on episode 205 of The Hotter Show. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Thanks so very much for tuning in and clicking that play button on today's episode of the podcast. I got a great episode for you here today, guys. I try to do every single week here on The Hotter Show. I will be doing something a little different for the Hotter Show music reviews episodes that I do here. And basically what we're going to do, it's going to be business as usual, except for one very major difference. And that, my friends, is that I have actual commentary from the band themselves, who I am covering, talking about each song. So this is very, very cool. I've never done anything like this before. And the band in question is a little band called Nothing Special out of Oshawa, Ontario, and their brand new EP, Cheeky, that just came out 2 weeks ago as you guys are hearing this. And it is an absolutely awesome, super fun EP. I know you guys are going to enjoy it. And as far as the commentary goes, in true Nothing Special fashion, the guys were actually eating Skittles while they were doing the commentary, getting a little sugar rush going on, and it was great. It's really a fun listen to hear, you know, their thoughts on each song and that, all four of them. It was great. There are, unfortunately, I should say, some pretty major background noise and audio issues and that on that recording. So I did my best to clean it up while still, you know, not making it sound too echoey or anything, but there was only so much I could do with it. I think something happened in the file when they sent it over to me. I don't know what the hell happened, but I wanted to make sure to include that. So just so you guys know, some parts of it are a little sketchy, but the commentary is so great you aren't even going to notice. So we're going to jump into that. But before I do, I want to thank everybody for their support on last week's episode of the show. Definitely seriously appreciate it. Whenever I do something different like that, you know, that's not like interviews and music. It's always kind of, I don't quite know how people are going to react, but it was definitely fun. So thank you guys very much. And also, I want to thank everybody for their support on my first ever Hotter Reacts video that I did, which was essentially me reacting to Nothing Serious's brand new song that you guys should definitely check out, called If You Think This Song Is a Death Threat, Then You're Right. It is a killer song. You can check out the Hotter Show YouTube channel. Just type in the Hotter Show on YouTube. It'll pop right up. It's the only one. You can go on there. It is the second latest video. Aside from this video, of course, if possibly you're listening to this on the YouTube, then you clearly can see this is the most recent video. But right beneath that, you will see this Hotter Reacts. And it's just me reacting to the song because I had not heard that song recorded ever until I heard it on that video. I heard them play it live a couple times before, but going from a recorded version to a live version or vice versa is completely different. And it was just great. I had so much fun doing it, and I did have a lot of positive feedback for that. So thank you guys very much. And also, I want to make sure everybody who is buying any kind of concert tickets, theater event tickets, sporting event tickets, anything at all like that is well aware that my friends over at Seat Giant have the hookup for you, with tons of different types of tickets, whether you want to, you know, get right on the floor, or you don't mind sitting up in the nosebleeds if you want to save a couple bucks, or if you want to sit, you know, right behind home plate, or you want to be up in the stands and you just want to be there for the experience. Seat Giant has the hookup for you. If you are a Canadian listener, you can go on to seatgiant.ca, and they have everything you need, all in Canadian currency, which is an amazing, amazing thing. Or for anywhere else in the world, you can go on to seatgiant.com, that is .com, not .ca, and you can, of course, have the American currency. But the great thing is, Podbeard Network has teamed up with Seat Giant to bring you guys a little discount ski at checkout when you use the coupon code PODBEARD. That is PODBEARD, Podbeard, all one word, all lowercase, and you will receive a little something at checkout. And if you're buying yourself a few tickets, let me just say, it'll easily save you quite a good chunk of money, especially if you're buying like some nice floor seats, or you're buying something, like a box seat or something. It's going to save you a good chunk of money. And the other great thing about Seat Giant is they do stand behind all the tickets they sell and all their providers 100%. So if there are any issues at all, if the event is canceled, if the venue doesn't let you in or whatever, the tickets are no good or something like that. In the unlikely event something like that does happen, Seat Giant has your back. They know how important these events are to you, so they do offer a full money back guarantee, so you can enjoy your event and not have to worry about anything. So again, that is seatgiant.ca or .com if you want to get yourself some great tickets. You don't need to worry about waiting or time limits or any of that kind of bull crap. Go on, select the seat you want. It's a great little like light up map, super easy to use. Even I can figure it out, and you guys know me, okay? So don't mess around with any other ticket selling website. Go on seatgiant.ca or .com and use the coupon code PODBEARD today. And with that out of the way, guys, we're going to roll into this podcast right now. My review and my thoughts and commentary from the band on Nothing Special's brand new EP, Cheeky. Let's get into it. All right, gang, let's get cheeky. Just kidding. You had to make some kind of stupid ass pun. Ha! If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's because the album cover of this EP is, well, it's just very fun, and you should go look at it because it's hilarious. I promise now I'm not going to make any more stupid ass puns. Okay, I'm done. I promise I'm done. I crack myself up, and that's what matters, folks. Okay, enough funny business and me making a goof of myself. So if you guys are not familiar with who Nothing Special are, basically, to give you a quick little rundown, they are a 4-piece pop punk rock, alternative rock band from Oshawa, Ontario. They are very good dudes. I want to give a shout out to them. Of course, we have Dan, Curtis, Spencer, and Gabriel. Some awesome dudes, and they have been a band for about a couple years now. Some of them have known each other for a little while longer, and they've kind of all played together for quite a long time, actually, which is really cool, considering how young they are. They're still, kids, really, at the end of the day. They released a EP, it was, I think, just about a year and a half ago or so, called See You Next Tuesday, which I did a review on, and it was a really great EP. One of my favorite, pop punk songs ever is actually on that record called Sister. And I really, really dig that song if you want to go check that out. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram. Just search Nothing Special Music. That's Nothing Special, by the way, not to be confused with Nothing Serious, who are another great punk band from our area, who Nothing Special are friends with, as well as, of course, I am friends with. So you want to, it's hard sometimes talking about them, because you want to say Nothing Serious, and then you talk about Nothing Serious, say Nothing Special, and it's like, man, but it is what it is. Two awesome bands who, they're not similar, so you should not judge them on the fact that, their names, the names are kind of similar, and they both play punk. It's like, yo, relax, okay? There's 14 littles out there, so just pipe down on that, okay? That's my imitation, by the way, of trolls. Sorry guys, I'm really goofy today. I don't know why I'm laughing at myself so much. It's just because I'm in a great mood, because this is a great EP, and I actually just listened to it all the way through as I record this for the very first time. And I like doing it that way when I do these reviews, because I think it gives me the most honest reaction when it comes to kind of punk and pop punk. When it's like instrumental stuff and more like heavy metal and stuff like that. I like to kind of give it, because to me, that's you should have a different feeling listening to that kind of music. Whereas pop punk and stuff, it should give you energy and kind of make you move and, make you feel good and that. And that's how I feel after listening to this EP, which, by the way, you can find wherever you get your music, whether it's on Spotify or iTunes or even at local shows. Go check them out. But go check out the band. They have Facebook and Instagram, both under Nothing Special Music. Some great dudes, great band. And we're going to get into the EP right now. We're not going to waste any more time. This EP, again, is called Cheeky, and has a spectacular cover that it just makes me chuckle. And I'm so glad that there are still, real punkers in the world, And when I say that, to me, the punk music I like, there was a quote that I'm going to paraphrase horribly, that I believe that it was Billy Joel from Green Day said. I believe it was him. It was either him or it was Mike Dirnt. I believe it's Mike Dirnt is his name. Bass player from Green Day. I apologize if I'm butchering that. It was probably people screaming at me, oh my God, that wasn't, oh my God, that wasn't him. I'm going to get comments. It warms my heart so much now because I'm getting into the YouTube world. So I received one of my first troll comments that actually ended up deleting it for whatever. I'm not sure why. I thought it was funny, and I responded saying, thank you for sharing this. This was hilarious. And I think because I didn't give him the response he wanted, so he deleted it. But that's another story for another time. I'm getting off track. As I'm supposed to be sharing with you guys a quote from someone from fucking Green Day, I think. I don't even remember anymore about what punk music is. And quite simply, just to paraphrase the hell out of it to finish off this thought, punk music is writing songs about masturbation. Done. So to me, when I think of punk music, that's I think of stuff that kind of not so serious, but then also really serious with political stuff. I don't know, it's a weird genre, but to me that is true punk music. But anyway, as far as today, as I said in the intro, I have actual commentary from the band. So what I'm going to do here, folks, is I'm going to play you guys the commentary from the band about the song in question that you're going to hear. I will play you the song, and then I will give my thoughts on the song. Although I have a sneaking suspicion that after you hear the commentary, you're not really going to care what I have to say. But either way, I'm excited. This is going to be really, really fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So the very first song that we are going to hear from the guys in Nothing Special About is the first track off the EP entitled Worth My Time. So I'm going to pass over to the guys in Nothing Special right now, and then play you the track, and I'll talk to you in a minute.
So, the first song on our EP, Worth My Time, was, I think it was the first song that we did that we decided that we wanted to record another EP. There's a bit of a backstory to it. It's about a girl and just having really bad luck. For me, it was the first song that I wrote a really cool bass line that I really liked, and it's just really energetic. That's pretty much it.
When I so originally Dan had his own demo of the song, and I remember we were just listening to some of the music he had, and he was like, I have this song, I'm not really crazy about it, it's not that good. And then the rest of us listened to it and we're like, holy fuck, yeah, we want to learn that song. So and then it became the single on CP. So yeah.
Recording Worth My Time was a fun time. It's a really good song. It's really energetic. I always love playing it. It's definitely worth your time to listen to it. For the solo of that song, I wrote it just trying to follow our other song Brandy. It has also a simple solo, simple, but it's really catchy. I tried kind of mimicking it for this song by copying sort of the verse. Is it the verse or chorus? Would I be copying? I don't know. But that's how I came up with the solo for it.
This song is one of the first songs that I get to play guitar on. It's a really fun song to play, really energetic, and it gets me really in the mood.
Last note is just the bass line, again, it just screams oral sex.
Gets my balls quaking.
still there? Or did she forget about it? Have I lost it? Every inch of chance I had, I blew it. Threw it in the trash. Well, she's not worth my time. Yeah, she brings me down, and she's not worth my time. Yeah, she brings me down, and she's not worth my time. Yeah, she brings me down, and she's not worth my time. Well, she's not worth my time. She's not worth my time. Well, she's not worth my time. 'Cause she brings me down, and she's not worth my time. 'Cause she brings me down, and she's not worth my time. 'Cause she brings me down, and she's not worth my time.
Okay, so we start off with a great opener, which you guys heard, of course, Worth My Time. It really showcases what the guys can do. You know, when it comes to an opening song on an EP, you want to make sure you catch everybody. Whether it's, you know, with a great hook or great instrumentation or great melody, whatever it is, you want to hook them. And right away, I was hooked. I was like, man, this is great. You know, when it comes to punk music, sometimes I feel that the musicianship can be lost on some people. And Worth My Time is a really good showing for them. You can really hear everything that's going on. It's super catchy, killer hooks, some great harmonies, you know, a couple like almost solo moments for the bass and guitar in that. I really digged it. It's really fun. And I love right away the fact too, boys, that the bass is just cranked. And I love that so much. I know that Dan and Kurt actually switch between guitar and bass sometimes. I know that's a thing. So maybe that's why like they have some interesting obsession with the bass in a good way. I actually really dig that. Some people don't dig that. You know, they don't like when the bass is too heavy in the mixing process. But me, I'm all for it, especially for their sound. I think it gives them a really nice, unique, really crisp, kind of punky sound. And I really dig it. So the next song that we're going to hear commentary from the guys from that I'm going to play for you, then I'm going to talk from, is the second song on the EP, and it is called Rancourt. So crank it up, let's hear from the guys, and then we'll check out the song.
The song on this EP is Rancourt, and this song we actually recorded and released back last August. We put it out, and the story behind this song is I was at school one day, and there was this kid who was just really being an asshole to his girlfriend and just saying some things he shouldn't say. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna write a song about you and I'm gonna put it out and call it your last name. And I ended up showing the guys, and it was supposed to just kind of be a joke song, but we all kind of liked it and we kind of evolved it. We ended up taking it down and re-recording it, and when we first released it, we sent it to everybody at school, and now everybody kind of sees that this guy was just not a good guy. He's still our friend, but like, he did some pretty shitty things.
Yeah, so the song's really fun to play. I was really happy actually to re-record it, because originally when we released Rancourt in the summer, it was that first recording that we released wasn't the best it could have been. So taking it down, having time to like make it a really like sort of more like fully thought out thing rather than just like a half-assed idea was really good, and I think the final product came out great.
Yeah, a little while ago, well, we had those first recordings of the songs, and then after that, we came to record the EP, and we thought it was good, but apparently, like Dan was telling us, there's some stuff that was off, and it could have been a lot better. And obviously, we were annoyed, right? Because we came and had to take this long time recording, but when we came back and re-recorded it, we were so glad we didn't do so well the first time, just because we made it so the songs were a lot more cleaner. We added a bunch of new harmonies and a lot new ideas for the song to make it a lot better.
I like this song because I have my own reasons to not like this kid, and I'm not gonna be like secretive about it, but it's a pretty cool song. It has a nice sort of like bridge solo sort of thing going on with Gabe and I. It's pretty cool.
Wanna know what you do when you see a girl crying, it's all cause of you. You're a dick and you know it's true. You'll never get her back, she hates you too.
Okay, so we all know a dick, okay, who is just a heartbreaker. And that is what, from what I interpret from this song, this track was actually about. Just a loser who thinks he's king of the school, kind of an anthem, almost of a middle finger to these people. And I am all for that. Because, you know, if you guys have followed my journey, you know me, my high school, journey was not, it wasn't that bad, but my early high school journey was filled with interactions with these kind of people in a negative way. And I can't stand people like this who just think they're king shit of everything. So I really, really dig this song. I think it's great. It's definitely an interesting thing, you know, because when it comes to people like that, they always do end up alone. And the guys literally touch on that in the song. They touch on all the stuff you want to say to someone like that. It's literally just like a big middle finger, and I absolutely love it. It still brings the hooks and the harmonies as well. I found myself singing along. Really great track. Definitely a favorite of mine on the EP. So the next song that we're going to check out is called Clean Over My Head. So I'm going to pass it over to the guys right now, and then we'll hear the track.
The next song on the EP is Clean Over My Head. That song's got a funny backstory. I'll just, I don't want to go into too much detail, but let's just say listen to the lyrics. You can piece together why something went clean over my head.
Yeah, Clean Over My Head's a great song. It came out with the B-side of Infected, and that's because they both share the same sort of theme of sex, and I can't relate to it much, but I'm sure Curtis has an idea, and that's why we wrote the song. And if you listen to the lyrics, I'm sure you'll be able to tell what it's about.
6 hours of pain are gone now.
Anyways, the thing I like about this song is actually this is like one of our oldest songs, and it actually originally had an interlude to it, like an instrumental interlude to it called How to Train Your Dragon. And after much thought, we decided not to do that. Yeah, it's a fun song to play.
Yeah, this song's it's fun. It's kind of different from the other songs that we have, where it's got a lot of energy, and it kind of like the bass is the biggest thing on it that kind of like stands out to me, at least. When Curtis showed us that bass line, we're like, that's really cool, and we kind of like put it together, and next day we're like, well, let's write a song about that story you told us while you played that bass line. And there it was.
I mean, there's 12-string guitar in it. It doesn't get any cooler than that.
Now, before I give you guys my thoughts on Clean Over My Head, we're going to take a second and I'm going to throw things over to my man, Mr. Jason Reese from Jaybird Digital Arts.
It's your guy, Jaybird here from Jaybird Digital Arts, reminding you to tune in to the Hotter Show podcast. Hell, tune into all of the Podbeard Network shows, and not just because they support Jaybird, but because they're good. And I'll give you a discount on design work if you do. Beat that deal, I dare ya.
All right, we're back, and Clean Over My Head, which is the song you guys heard before my little commercial break there. Right away, it had my head bopping. I love the bass and drum intro. They've got a really tight, they're very tight. And I really dig that, because again, I find sometimes with punk music, people tend to forget that, like, it's okay to be good musicians in punk music. And I'm not saying that overall punk musicians aren't good musicians. That's actually quite the opposite. 9 times out of 10, they're phenomenal musicians. But I find that it kind of has this, punk's kind of like the ugly bastard redheaded stepchild of kind of like guitar-driven, heavier music. Because when you think, oh, punk's just like 6 chords and people screaming at me all the time. Actually, it's like 3 chords and people screaming at me all the time. So when you hear like good instrumentation, it really is, for me, it's exciting. Because I'm like, this is great. This can show people that, you know, there's nothing wrong with having a nice, crisp, clean recording, crisp playing, while still keeping that fun, punky attitude, which the guys still bring in Clean Over My Head. You know, a lot of great energy in this song. I couldn't help but find myself playing a bit of air guitar as well. I really dug the guitar in this track. If there's one thing at this point in the EP that the boys prove, it's that they can bring it with a punky kind of pop punk rock chorus. And I really, really dig that, because I knew they could bring that to the table. Because when I saw the guys play live and then heard See You Next Tuesday, I was like, okay, as these guys progress, that's only going to get better. And they prove it with Clean Over My Head. Still a very punky song as well. Couldn't help but find myself singing along. Really dig this track. It's probably my favorite track on the EP. At least as of right now in the review, I'm going to say that. I think Clean Over My Head is my favorite track. I'm going to go ahead and make that my pick, I think. I really dig that track. So now the next song that we're going to hear is another one that is a favorite of mine, and I know it is a fan favorite as well, and I know the guys also really like it. It's a very fun song. The song is called Infected, or the STD song.
The next song, sort of bridging from Clean Over My Head, is titled Infected, and it's the STD song. It's really fun to play. Lots of people give us funny looks when we play the song. We have a fun solo section. It's just a really fast, sort of a fucked up song. My personal favorite part, though, is the intro to the song. Sounds kind of like, you know, it's about having an STD. But I find when the chorus hits, it's just this crazy explosion of like, oh wow, these people are actually like not just trying to write a funny song. It's actually not awful.
Yeah, and that's what, like, it's always cool to have like a funny song, but it's even cooler to have a funny fucking awesome song, right? And like, that's why I love this. Shut up. That's why I love this song so much. It's because it obviously the lyrics aren't completely serious mannered, because we talk about having an STD and STD prevention, so that's that. But it also has a really cool and strong guitar. 4 solos, one from me, Curtis, Dan, and Spencer on their own instruments, but I love it.
So this song, yeah, it's a lot of fun to play. There's a great message behind it. Don't be silly, wrap your willy. You know, doesn't get more educational than a song about AIDS.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this song, and for me, when that first intro hits, my first thought is that we kind of borrowed that concept of like tight palm-muted descending riff from a song called Valerie by Real Big Fish, and it's kind of like a lot of our influences kind of like came together for that one, in the sense that it was a 3-chord punk rock song with a funny meaning. And we borrowed also the concept that The Who had with My Generation, as Gabe was saying, where each of us kind of had a solo, and it was kind of like each of our time to kind of play, you know.
I think I got an STD. Is it syphilis or maybe herpes? It's the shit that killed Freddie Mercury. It says, get your penis out of me. I wanna get an STD. No, you know that happened to me. Now there's nothing from a little pee-pee. And all the pretty girls run away from me. 'Cause I got infected by you. Now I got infected. Can I infect you too? Now I got infected by you. Now I got infected. Can I infect you too?
So does it get like any more punk than starting off a song that is called Infected or the STD song with the lyric, I think I have an STD? As I said in the intro, folks, you know, to me, punk is songs about masturbation and stuff like that. And even though masturbation and that's another thought for another time, but basically, to me, this is fun punk stuff. And it's a super fun song, super groovy, you know, with even like a wicked couple little solo parts for all the members of the band, which is really fun to hear because you don't expect it. Because it's kind of a song that, like, you can tell they don't take themselves too seriously with it, but they can still be like, hey, it's still a good song. And from what the guys told me, this is a song that goes over really well live, as you can probably imagine, because it's just a fun, feel-good song about having an STD and then spreading it around. It's just not meant to be taken seriously by a band who is very special. Haha, see what I did there? Nothing special. They are very special. Super killer song. Definitely a favorite of mine on the EP. You know, and I think kind of the fan favorite, I would have to say, off the EP. And I'm sure the guys would agree with me that that's definitely one that is a huge fan favorite. And I'm sure it may even be your favorite because it's a great, great track. So the next song that we're going to hear is the fourth song on my list here for the EP, Cheeky. And then it's called Hold On. And it's a great track. We're going to hear from the guys that I'm going to play that for you. And I'll talk to you guys in a minute.
The next song is Hold On.
Hold On. Another great song. One of my favorite parts of Hold On is how it stands out from the other songs, because during the breakdown part, it's really tight, and a lot of people can... Yeah, tight is right. You can really like, a lot of people, or what I've heard from my dad, is that it sounds really tight. And that's what we love showing people, is how, like, tight people are, because... I did not mean to sound that bad, but how tight bands are, because, like, you know, being, like, super close and, like, having the rhythm section locked down in any band, even jazz band and concert bands, it's always one of the most, like, key things to having a good sound, you know?
I like the song because I really like the intro. I think that it's just kind of like, I don't know, I guess like stomping on your face or something like that. It's just fun to play, and yeah.
I like this song because there's kind of another strong meaning behind it that kind of also shares a similar theme with Holiday for Hooligans, and that's the next song. But Hold On, is kind of about being not so much like rebellious, but it's wanting to like get away from the restrictions that are put on us as young adults. How we're expected to have responsibility for certain things, but we're not given it for others. They expect us to act like an adult, but they don't give us the responsibility of one to an extent. And
So Hold On for me, it's a fun, great song to play. I love the bass lines and bass riffs. It's just fun. We're having a good time.
But the world must be such a big and scary place. 'Cause with all the rules and things, I feel a little out of place. But when the clock strikes 12, you better be home. And if you're not there, then someone should know. So hold on till we get out of here. We'll find a place that we can go. Hold on till we get out of here. We'll find a place to go, let go. I think I scraped my knees, falling off a trampoline. I like to do stupid things to make mama scream. But when the clock strikes 12, I better be home. When if you're not there, then someone should know. So hold on till we get out of here. We'll find a place that we can go. Hold on till we get out of here. We'll find a place to go, let go. To go, let go. We'll find a place that we can go.
So, Hold On is really interesting because it's kind of a little more of a rock style song, not so much punk. There's still, again, they still stay true to kind of that punky vibe that we've come to expect from the guys at this point in the EP, while still kind of not offering a more quote unquote mature sound, because I'm not saying that other stuff on the EP isn't mature. To me, it's more of a straightforward, strict rock song. The way it's structured, the way that the chords are, the way the guitar is. You know, I found myself seriously loving and air guitaring along to the ending of the song as well, which to me shows off two things. Number one, they have some serious skills on guitar as far as when it comes to riff writing. So that tells me, you know, these guys are still early in the development of their sound. They have to be. They're only, 16, 17 years old. Even if they've been a band for a couple of years and they've been playing together for a while, your sound is going to develop even more as you get older. And I'm already hearing development in these guys at this stage in the game. And Hold On is a song that to me really, really proves that. I love the song. Definitely a very close second favorite of mine on the EP. If not even my favorite. It's hard. I really like Clean Over My Head, and I really like Hold On. But I think I'll have to stick with Clean Over My Head for my favorite on the EP. But I really like Hold On. So I don't know. Maybe I'll change it. I don't know. I always have my pick. My pick for the EP. Now, we unfortunately, my friends, have come to the last song on this super fun EP, and it is very fittingly entitled Holiday for Hooligans. Let's hear from the guys and then check it out.
Holiday for Hooligans is the next track and final track of this EP. And Holiday for Hooligans is our fastest, one of our strongest songs, and that's why we chose to finish it with the EP. And originally, we had this one recorded and put on Spotify, but we decided, you know what? Let's make this shit ×2 speed, and let's have a fun time. So we recorded it, got some better mixes, a lot faster, and it's a lot cleaner than what it was before. And I really love the song. It's always fun to play, and yeah.
The song's fun to play.
This song, before when it was half the speed, it was a pretty easy song to play. But now we have to end our sets with it because it just destroys our wrists, and we're just jumping around having a great time.
I like this song because when we originally recorded it, it was a little bit slower, and when I was recording my drum tracks, it was just me and Dan. The other two, I don't think were around, or maybe they just weren't paying attention. But the tempo was increased by a lot, so it was really funny watching the other three of them try and keep up. They had a little bit of a hard time. So fuck you guys, and yeah.
Hey, you know what? Well, on the last note of this song, so again, it goes back to the songwriting for me, and the song is it's kind of about similar to Hold On. It's kind of like breaking free from the restrictions that are put on us, and it's kind of questioning why are we like this, but let's just have some fun with it. And it's a faster song that we can have a great time to. It gets people up and moving, and the song opens and ends with the same riff, and it kind of has a build up kind of throughout the song, and it just keeps it interesting. And the bass line, it's just so fun.
Orgasmic, if you will.
you so much, TJ, for having us out. It was a blast having us on your podcast. We hope to come at it again in the next time.
EP number 3.
All right, gangs, there you have it. The last track on this super fun and punky EP, Cheeky. Hope that you guys enjoyed it and enjoyed hearing from the guys. Thank you very much to them for doing the commentary. That was very fun and very different for the show, and I really had a lot of fun with it. As far as what I think of Holiday for Hooligans, a very punky song closes out the EP, which I kind of expected. Kind of another bit of an anthem, if you will, you know, about being different while embracing it. Kind of from what I got from the song. Maybe I read that wrong, but to me, that's kind of what it felt like. You know, some more great, fast-paced, punky instrumentation with a really great energy all throughout the whole song. A super perfect way to end off a really fun EP. Now, if you guys listen to my show regularly when I do these reviews, you know a lot of the times when it comes to EPs, I preach 2 things. Actually, we'll say 3 things. Number 1, you need to hook me right at the beginning, or else you're not going to hold my attention. You can check that off the list with the EP. You need to bring me something of substance. And what I mean by that is I need to hear some diversity in your sound. I don't want to hear 5 or 6 songs that all sound the exact damn same. You need to show me something. Again, check. We have straight up fun punk rock songs about STDs. We have kind of slightly more structured punk rock songs like Worth My Time, where there's a little bit more going on than just kind of a fun 3-chord song. And then we even have kind of a little bit of a dare I say, you know, departure a little bit with a song like Hold On. So it hits nail on the head with all those. But then, to me, the most important part of an EP, and this is just some old, you know, freaking heavy metal rocker dude talking, but when it comes to an EP, you are basically you're tiding me over until your next release or your album release or whatever it is. So the last song that I hear better be memorable, and it better leave me wanting more in a good way. It needs to leave me feeling satisfied while still wanting more. I've equated this in the past to like a really good appetizer, you know, like some nice mozzarella sticks or something, or like, you know, some deep fried pickles, or like a nice salad maybe if that's your forte, you know, whatever you like. But it needs to leave me feeling satisfied while still wanting more. Like, oh man, these mozzarella sticks are great. But, oh, I can't wait for my burger or my steak or my tofu or whatever the hell you're ordering. You know, I don't know why you'd be eating mozzarella sticks if you're eating tofu if you're vegan. But that's another story for another time. Or another thought for another time. And so the big question is, overall, does the EP hit all 3 points? In my opinion, yes. It does. Holiday for Hooligans left me feeling very good while still wanting more from these guys. I want to hear more songs. I want to hear in another year or so where they're at even more now. Because I see they were great on their first EP. Like I said, one of my favorite like punk songs of all time, I'm not even bullshitting, is on that EP. I love that EP. And there's some great songs on Cheeky as well. You know, like the STD song is like, that's a classic punk song, you know, it really, really is. So they've shown that they have the chops, they have the songwriting chops, and they're still young. You know, who knows what the hell could happen in another couple of years. And that gets me excited for the future of music. When I hear bands at the level of where these guys are in their lives that already have something, because it's only going to get better. Songwriting is something that it can only get better as you age and as you do it more. It's like anything, at least for the most part. You know, some things you do as you get older. Yeah, you know, you're maybe not as good at it. You know, maybe you can't go as long. Maybe maybe you're gonna get tired easier, but but anyway, I'm just railing on making an absolute fool of myself. So As far as an overall kind of takeaway from the EP, if you are looking for a super fun EP to throw on in the car and have a good time to, or if you're looking for something to throw on at a party with your friends just to kind of have a good time and rock out, then Cheeky is the EP for you. And I ain't saying that tongue in cheek. Ha ha. So check it out, guys. Check out the band on Facebook and Instagram under Nothing Special Music, as well as check out the EP anywhere you get your music. Check them out as well on the social medias because they do have some shows coming up. So hopefully you guys can check them out. They're a great band. And I do believe they have physical copies as well of the EP if you would like to. Hold the copy in your hand and look at the phenomenal artwork on that. Say hi to the guys. Let them know that Hodder sent you. You know, they're great dudes, and I'm hoping that we can do an interview very soon in person. It'll be absolutely just kick-ass. I'm so excited about that. Just given the conversation we had on Skype while trying to record the interview that we were supposed to do was so fun, and I'm very excited about that. But that's going to do it for me here today, guys. Thank you so very much for tuning into this episode of The Hodder Show. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, however you're listening, or if you're on the YouTube and you're watching the little bar go up and down at the picture. I do seriously appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Be sure to subscribe. I've got more video content coming. As I do interviews, I'm going to start integrating actual video more. When it comes to solo podcasts like this, I doubt I'll do video. It just seems kind of silly and pointless. You know, I like to take a couple notes when I listen to the song, so I don't want to do like a full live reaction for a whole podcast. If it's like one song, maybe I'll do that, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I apologize. I'm just all over the damn place here today, so I'm going to sign off again. Be sure to check the guys out and Nothing Special. Check out The Hodder Show anywhere you find your podcast, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, CastBox, Spotify, wherever you listen to the show. Be sure to subscribe. I do seriously appreciate it. Be sure to follow me on the Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all under The Hodder Show. Keep it locked to Podbeard Network. Great shows on there. Shouts to all my Podbeard brethren and sisterin, I guess. Shout out to Sam Luxon, co-host on Mikes and Beers. And yeah, I'll catch you next time on The Hodder Show. Take it easy.